Hello everyone, welcome back. I should be saying welcome back to my own self after disappearing off YouTube for months at a time like I typically do. But I'm back. I'm going to be doing a little get ready with me today, hence the Velcro roller in my hair. I have a bunch of products that I picked up during the Sephora sale. I'm most active on Instagram. If you guys want to see what I'm up to, that's where I am the most. I try to post on TikTok every now and then, but I'm mainly on Instagram. So yes, I picked up a bunch of stuff during the Sephora sale haul. I'm going to be using some of it today. It's not necessarily a first impressions. Most of the stuff I've tried a few times and just wanted to share with you guys. And then also just gonna chit chat, talk about, 1 year postpartum life, if anyone is interested in that. Spoiler alert, it requires a large amount of caffeine. So let's just get to it. So let's start off with a little face primer. This isn't really so much a primer. It's the LAWLESS Forget the Filler Perfecting Cream. It's more of like a skincare type of product to really hydrate the skin, but I find that all makeup that I've tried goes on nicely over this. Like I've never had an issue with like pilling or separation, so that's why I typically use this when I'm doing my makeup. So it literally looks like I have a Snooki poof going on, but whatever. Next I'm going in with the DIOR Forever Star Filter. Literally obsessed with this. I don't know what they put in here, but it's just so much better than the Charlotte Tilbury. So a lot of times I'll just wear this on my face and nothing else, and it's just the perfect product for when you want like pretty just minimal coverage and just a glow. It wears so nicely and it doesn't feel heavy. It's just way better than the Charlotte Tilbury. And I said what I said. Okay, anyways. Oh, so yes. I don't even know how many months old Noelle was last time I came on here, but now she is 13 months almost. And I finally feel like back to myself. It took a long time to get there, but we are there. I've lost all of the baby weight, which I'll touch on in a second. And I just feel more in my element. So next up, I'm going to use the new Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. I've been testing this for the past few days. This is like a skin tint type of foundation, but it also has like a setting powder built in, so you don't have to set it with a powder. So that's something that was really intriguing to me, and I really like this. I feel like you definitely have to be combination to oily skin to appreciate this. I don't know if it's going to work for anyone with drier skin. Heavily moisturized beforehand. I do get some dry patches in my eyebrows and on the sides of my nose, so I just make sure to really, exfoliate and to prep those areas well. But this is really nice. So I haven't really found the best way to apply it, but I'm going to do a little bit on the back of my hand. I honestly don't even need that much. But this is really, really nice. I think it's going to be perfect for summertime. Right now, it's not nice in New York, but we are actually going on our first, not our first, but a family trip. I don't want to say vacation because I know it's not going to feel like a vacation, but we're going on our first like airline trip. We're going to Florida next week, and I think this will be really nice in the heat and humidity because you don't have to set it with a powder. They say it's waterproof, like humidity proof, and it's really nice. So I haven't tried it with that DIOR underneath. I've only tried it just like on its own, but it gives really good coverage. It doesn't emphasize anything. It definitely is more of like a satiny finish. It's not super dewy, but it's not like too matte. I will say though, you have to work fairly quickly because it's going to set down because that's what it's supposed to do. This is in the shade medium olive, by the way, which is definitely, I feel like it's more of like a medium tan olive if I'm being honest, but I'm not going to return it because I will be tanner than I am. I'm not like self-tanning or anything right now, and I haven't seen the sun in I was gonna say 3 damn days, like, you know, Kid Rock, but you know, I haven't seen the sun in like 100 million years. So yeah, this is a really, really nice product. I haven't tried to apply it with my hands, but if you are combination oily, I think you're really gonna like it. So there it is on its own. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, okay, so I've lost all of the baby weight. I've been doing my Pilates again. I do the Pilates class. That's literally what it's called. This is the Fenty concealer, by the way, the new one. It's called like Even or something like that. We're Even. And it was really hard for me because for a while I was losing literally 0 pounds and I was putting in so much work, and it was just like really unmotivating, and I didn't even want to like post on Instagram or, you know, YouTube or do like fashion type stuff because I'm just like, I'm not buying clothes because I didn't feel like good about how I looked, and I was just feeling like really frustrated. So if you're in that kind of postpartum stage, or just even in life, if you're not like losing the weight that you want to lose, it can be really discouraging and just like a really big like hit to your ego and your self-confidence. But yeah, I had a supplement that I started taking. It's called Flow ovarian supplement, and it's supposed to help with like balancing hormones, and it was a game changer for me. So I started taking that, and within like a month, the weight started coming off, and I was doing absolutely nothing differently. I didn't change my diet or workout habits, and the weight was just coming. It was just like coming off. Like I think I lost like 7 pounds in 1 month when I started it. I don't want to be out here saying it's like a miracle product, but if you're struggling with like hormonal weight and like hormonal issues, like I was still having night sweats, I was having hormonal breakouts, you know, storing fat in those like hormonal areas. So that's how I knew it was like hormonal related, obviously, besides the fact that I was, you know, 7-8 months postpartum, and it wasn't like a breastfeeding thing for me. I stopped breastfeeding in July, and this was like end of November when I finally started losing weight, is when I started taking that supplement, which was end of November, and I'm still on it. So I will link that, you know, do your own research. Don't believe me, I'm just an influencer, but it made a huge difference for me. I'm not gonna set the rest of my face because that foundation is self-setting, so you really don't need to. But I think I'm gonna do a little bit of cream blush. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin It Girl. It's a really pretty, like hot pink, and I'm into that right now, especially for like summertime. But next I wanted to talk about like birth control, because a lot of people ask me, you know, what are you doing for birth control after having a baby? Are you like on the pill? What are you doing? So I am back to using my Natural Cycles app, and they are sponsoring today's video, which I'm so excited about because I've been talking about Natural Cycles since like 2020 when I first came off of birth control. I was on birth control for like 14 years, and I have a whole YouTube video all about my experience coming off of it and why I stopped taking it. And so at that time, when I came off the pill, I was like, I need to do some sort of birth control, and that's how I found the Natural Cycles app, and I've literally been using it ever since. So like almost 4 years later, here I am using it postpartum. But you can also use it to plan a pregnancy if you're like trying to figure out when you're the most fertile. It is so helpful, and I feel like it's so informative in teaching you how your body works, because you're just realizing like how the cycles are and how your body is feeling during each time. And like you can, like being on birth control, like traditional birth control pills, I feel like you just don't know anything about your body, and everything is just like kind of like a huge guessing game. But then once you're off the hormonal birth control, you can like feel everything happening. I don't know if that makes sense. So if you're not familiar with Natural Cycles, it is an FDA cleared birth control app, It's non-invasive, it's hormone-free, and it can help you prevent or plan a pregnancy, and it works basically off an algorithm based on your body's temperatures, and you know, it tells you whether you are fertile or not. So I absolutely love it. So basically you can take your temperature every day, and you just enter that into the app, and it's going to tell you, is it a green day or is it a red day? And so green means, okay, well, depending on how your app is set up, but green means, okay, you're good to go, you're not going to be fertile this day, or red means, okay, use birth control or don't have sex this day. So it is always spot on when my period is going to come as well. So it's just really convenient to have. And so I actually use it with the Oura ring, which I have on. People always ask me about this. So this is a ring that you can use in conjunction with the Natural Cycles app. I believe there's a feature you can use it with Apple Watch as well, but the thermometer is just the standard way to use the app. And I didn't get the ring until I was postpartum, just because I felt like it was going to be easier for me to keep track of, especially with Noelle waking up at crazy hours and never being on a real consistent schedule. And that's why I started using the Oura ring. And when you're using the thermometer, you want to take your temperature like the instant you wake up, before you get out of bed or anything like that. And a lot of people ask me, is it effective? Does it really work? And it is 93% effective with typical use, and then 98% effective with perfect use. So I recommend this app to everyone. People have DM'd me for years, and I always say Natural Cycles, just because I have had so much success with it. And it just, yeah, like I said, it helps you learn more about your body. And I just wish they like taught this more like in schools, because I feel like we're so uneducated, at least like my generation. You're just thinking that, oh my God, you can get pregnant anytime, when in reality you have like a 6-day fertile window, and it teaches you about like how long sperm can live, and you know, your ovulation day. And since being on this versus, you know, traditional birth control, like you can feel when you're ovulating, you know, like all of the symptoms, not to get like too TMI, but it's just really empowering, not to sound cheesy, but it's really empowering to know like how your body works and how it's functioning. So I love it. Of course, I do have a code if you guys are interested in signing up. I'll have the link below, but you can use my code Stephanie to get 15% off an annual membership, and you will get a free thermometer. But yeah, if we ever do decide to have another child, I'll definitely be using that to help get pregnant again. That brings me to my next question that I literally get all the time, and I feel like I might have addressed this in my last like Q&A video, but people always ask if I'm planning to have like another baby, or you know, that's the age-old question after you have one. It's like, oh, when are you gonna have another? And tell me I didn't bring a powder puff. Oh no, I did. Yeah, so before I had her, I honestly was only like planning on having one baby. And that's kind of like where I'm at right now. But you guys, I seriously feel so much pressure, not from like people in my life, but so many of the other influencers that I follow that had a baby like within a few months, or like at the exact same time as I had Noelle, are already pregnant again. It just makes me feel like, what the heck am I doing wrong? Because I still feel like I'm struggling over here. And I guess maybe people are just, I don't know, they just don't care, or they just have like a different experience than me. But I can't imagine having another baby right now. I guess like, you know, if you're getting older, which I am, it's like, okay, we need to just get the show on the road, get the ball rolling, you know, pop them out. But Noelle is just not an easy baby in terms of sleep. She was always like very finicky, but she's going through like some sort of extreme regression right now, or it's just teething. She has like 8 to 9 teeth coming in right now, including her molars. ILIA bronzer, by the way. And that was the GIVENChy powder that I put under my eyes. But yeah, she has so many teeth coming in right now. She only had 2 bottom teeth for literally like the past 6 months, and now she's getting them all at the same time, and she's up the other night she was up 8 times. 8 times a night. I'm like, am I going to die? Is this how it ends? Is this how it ends with 0 sleep? Because it is so hard. And she's also like not napping. She'll nap for like 35 minutes now, and then she'll just wake up screaming before bed. She'll scream for an hour, and I'm just like, what is going on? What is wrong with you? And it's not like she's just like learning how to walk or something. She's been walking for like 3 months now, and she never stops moving. So it's not like she's like not getting exercise and not getting tired. So like I have no idea what's going on, but I'm just seeing these people who are like due in the fall, and I'm like, literally how? Tell me how you're doing this, because I mean, it's not like the struggle of like the newborn struggle that we're dealing with right now. I just feel like so drained. I can't imagine the drainage of being pregnant and doing all of this right now. Like, Godspeed to everyone who does it. I just feel like it makes me feel like a failure, because I'm like, how? Like, that is not even a thought that I can have in my brain, like another baby right now, since I'm just so sleep deprived. I have like no thoughts in my brain, it feels like. But yeah, other than that, I feel amazing. Let's switch gears and talk about this blush, because I'm literally obsessed. This is Rare Beauty's Happy Blush, and I didn't think I was gonna like these because they are very, very like shimmery, and it's like a blush it's like a blush mixed with highlighter, and I was like, this is gonna make my pores look gigantically ugly, but it's so gorgeous. So I love this. I do tend to focus it on the outer and not like close to like my inner cheek, because that's where I have the most texture, and that's where my pores are the most noticeable. So I kind of keep it out here, but it's so, so pretty. I'm in love with this. Selena, she did that. She really did that. I don't know. I actually don't like have too many Rare Beauty products in my collection that I grab for. And I know that like everyone is obsessed with the brand, but this, I'm very into that. So yes, what else is on the agenda? Oh, very excited about the next LEDDA launch. We are shooting the campaign. People always ask me, you know, why aren't you like the face of it? Like, why am I not like the model for the campaigns? And it's just not something that I really feel comfortable with. Like, I'm not a model, you guys. I am not a model. Like, obviously this is my brand, but I am not a model. And, you know, I feel comfortable with like my mom taking my picture or like in front of like a tripod, but I don't feel comfortable like in front of like a crew. I don't feel comfortable with like a photographer, like on set. Like, it's like hard because like I know my angles when I'm the person in charge, but like when I'm not on the other side of the camera, I feel like it's hard for me. So like, I don't know, I want the imagery to be really nice, and you know, if I don't feel confident about it, I should probably have someone else. But also during the first campaign, you know, there was some pictures of me, but I was 3 months pregnant. I was feeling like shit. And then for the Vanilla Nera campaign, I was still, you know, 25 pounds above my pre-pregnancy weight, and I was just like not feeling cute. And I was like, no, I want these images to look good, and I want like a really beautiful model. So I am going to be a part of this next launch campaign a little bit. We're still having models, but I will be more involved this time, which I think some of you guys want to see from me. So yes, this next launch is coming out in a few weeks, and it is literally everything that I want in a spring summer fragrance. Like little bits of like every summer fragrance that I've ever recommended. I feel like we have like little bits of this and little bits of that, and then it just created the perfect scent in my opinion, and I'm just so beyond excited, and I can't wait for you guys to try it and smell it. LEDDA is doing so well, and it's just so exciting for me. It's like I feel like this business or like this brand is everything I didn't even know that I needed. I really love like all of the product development, and I'm able to do it all pretty much remotely, which is great because I don't have a nanny. I don't really want a nanny, and I don't want to have to be traveling to the city all the time to, you know, do all this. I mean, sometimes it is necessary and I have to, but most of it I can do virtually, and I get so many like samples and things shipped to me. And I just really love all of that, and I love being involved in that. And it just feels good because I'm like, okay, this is something I'm really passionate about. You guys love it, and it brings me joy. So, like, what else could you really ask for? And a lot of the time, I just, like, get down on myself about, like, not being the best content creator because, you know, I don't have a nanny, and I'm really focusing on being a mom, first of all, and putting that over my influencer career. But then I have to remind myself, like, you have like a whole ass brand. Like, not every influencer out there has their own brand, or maybe they do, but they're not super involved like I am. So, I don't know, I get down on myself, but then I have to like I'll even tell my friends this, and they'll be like, okay, but you have like a whole brand. Like, why are you like getting like that, you know? So, you know, I have my good days and my bad days, but I really just love being a mom, and she's growing so fast. No shade at all to anyone who works outside of the home, but since, you know, I worked from home before having a baby and like my whole adult life, like I can't imagine like having to, you know, leave her all the time. So I'm very fortunate and grateful that I have found a job that I'm able to do that. And again, it all comes back to you guys always supporting me. And, you know, I don't know, I lay in bed at night and I just feel like, what the fuck? Like, how? Like, I just am so incredibly grateful and thankful for just like every single bit. Even like the negative people, like, I appreciate you still just checking up on me, you know, just to throw out a little hatred. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming back. I'm like going on 15 years of this job, so it's just mind-blowing. It's still mind-blowing every day. Okay, have I talked about any makeup in the past like second? Let's do a little like darkness on the eyes. I'm gonna use my YSL mini clutch palette. This is shade 300. I absolutely love this little palette. It's just like the best. So yeah, the scent, I'm not gonna, you know, do like a full reveal right here, but I want to tell you the name, but I don't know if I am allowed to. Not like that I'm like allowed to, but it is, okay, so I'll tell you right now, the campaign is being shot in Thailand. Okay. I really wanted the Philippines, but the weather was being like way too unpredictable, and I'm like, I can't really afford to have a tsunami in the middle of the photo shoot. So, also budget-wise, Thailand made the most sense. So I'm so pumped to see how these images come out. Like, so excited. So if that tells you anything about this type of scent, when we're shooting on a beach in Thailand, you know the vibes. You know the vibes. So obviously make sure you're following LEDDA on Instagram so you don't miss anything. But this is gonna be so good. We're gonna have a travel size as well, if you want to try it out. I'm still working on the samples. We're developing something for that, and it's just taking really long, so I apologize for that. Also, people ask me, can you sell it in a store? Like, bitch, I'm trying. Like, I'm trying. I can't just snap my fingers and be like, hey, let me in. Because I'm sure you guys are aware, the beauty space is so competitive and it's so saturated. So it's very hard to get your foot in the door. And I feel like a lot of these, especially influencer brands, they have connections. And like, I don't have those connections, unfortunately. So if anyone has a connect, wants to hook me up, send me an email, because, you know, have your people call my people. Because obviously that's the goal. And I feel like since I'm not in an actual brick and mortar store, people like feel like I'm just having this business as like a hobby when it's not. Like, it's not a little lemonade stand. Don't get it twisted. This is a legit brand, and we will be in a store. I'm gonna see my bottles on a freaking counter in a store. I'm manifesting it right now. Okay? I'm manifesting it right now. I think maybe, you know, since we're gonna have 3 fragrances now, you know, maybe that will get, you know, buyers' attentions. I don't know, but I'm gonna make it happen. Just watch. Okay, next. Am I moving to lips? Okay, this is Maybelline Gone GREIGE. If you want like a cool tone nude that's from the drugstore, try this. I know everyone online is talking about Makeup Forever Endless Cacao. That one is definitely cool toned, but it's really dark also, and it kind of gives me mustache vibes, so I don't really use it very often. So this is like, yeah, it's like a grayish nude. Why did I not put mascara on? Why did I not put brow gel on? Nobody knows. For the launch, we're also gonna do like a really fun, there'll be a whole YouTube video about this, but we're also doing a little fun like gift with purchase situation for the first like X amount of customers. I haven't really decided yet, but the gift with the purchase is adorable. Trust me. Okay, now I'm going in with Maybelline Sky High mascara. This is in the black tube. I don't know what that even means. Cosmic Black. Oh, speaking of cosmic, I tried Kylie Jenner's perfume. It's called Cosmic. I just wasn't really impressed. I haven't been doing my typical fragrance videos because it's just so hard for me now that I am in this business and I'm part of the game. Like, I don't want to sound like a hater, like just like hating on things. But genuinely, there aren't a lot of, you know, fragrances that are coming out at Sephora that I'm impressed by. And I know there's like niche brands and stuff, but they are so expensive. Like, people tell me that LEDDA is expensive. Dude, you know, like Delina is like $400 a bottle or something. Like, I feel like we're pretty reasonable. And the other thing is like, you don't want, like, I personally don't want my brand to be like a bargain brand, you know? I want to have a feel of luxury in a sense. Not like unobtainable luxury, but so when I say I want to be, you know, in a store, you have to price yourself the same as the brands that you want to be your competitors, if I'm making any sense at all. Anyways, this doesn't need to be a marketing lesson, sorry. But I love this mascara. It's so good for a drugstore. Like, how long do my lashes look? Yeah, back to baby things. Like I said, we're going on our first airplane trip. So if anyone has any tips, I'm literally scared. I know people are always like, oh, the baby will just sleep on the plane. I have a child who doesn't like sleep. She like doesn't enjoy it, I guess. So that makes me nervous. Like, honestly, I don't really care about my baby like crying on the plane for the sake of other people. I care about for the sake of my own self and Tommy. Because I think he'll be way more stressed out about like her crying. Like, I don't really care if she cries. Like, she's a baby, she's gonna cry. But I think he will get like flustered. if she's like crying in a public setting. She never really is like that, but you know, this is gonna be a new situation. How much mascara are you gonna put on, Stephanie? When are you gonna go back to your lip combo? Oh my god, I feel like this video is gonna be so long. So long. Farewell to you, my friends. I need some brow gel just at the end. And that foundation, let's quickly circle back to the Urban Decay. I've worn it like 3 times already. It lasts so nicely, like literally all day, no powder. Like obviously I put powder to set my concealer because my concealer didn't claim to be self-setting. So I have to set that, you know. But this foundation just looks so good at the end of the day. I'm just like blown away. Again, if you try it with dry skin, don't be mad at me when you hate it, because I could see that 100% happening. And don't be mad at me if you try it without putting on sufficient moisturizing ingredients. This is the YSL LOVESHINE. I think they just reformulated the Rouge Volupte, which was like an iconic. Came in a gold too, but I'm into the silver. This is shade 44. It's just the perfect baby pink. I love this formula. I love the color. Just so nice. Oh my god, I forgot to buff my face. But yeah, this is like my go-to look. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, this is what I will do to my face. Sometimes I'll use like a liquid type of liner instead, but overall. More bronzer? Do we need more bronzer? The 2004 version of SML is just forever embedded. She always needs more bronzer. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter that that foundation was definitely too dark for me. We need more bronzer. We need more bronzer. Maybe more blush. Is that what we need? Is that what we need? So yeah, so I'm gonna take this out. All right, so we have reached the end of the video. Like I always say, this is the final look. I love how it turned out, but yes, those are some new Sephora faves that I've picked up recently, and you know, those are just my go-tos. People always ask for like a makeup tutorial. This is it. This is what I do. So it's a little bit of an updated version. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.